What's going on out there, y'all? I'm back with another volume, another episode of Welcome to the Franchise here. This will be volume 25, episode 25. Still want to follow up and tap into some more of this NBA trade shit going on and everything. A lot of players out here talking about, shoot, nobody's safe, got them feeling on edge. Niggas are saying some crazy shit, some wild shit that got them all ramped up, saying this NBA trade shit is modern day slavery. I'm not even gonna get into that because that shit sound crazy. Just a little bit there. But yeah, it got everybody going crazy from the players to the GMs, and I think that it's a few little statements from certain owners out there, and also statements from people in the media, some fans. People think it's I keep hearing the word conspiracy theory thrown around, this trade shit with Luka and everything like that. I don't really know what they think about that. I'm not gonna put it all on that, but you wouldn't be wrong to have like, damn, this is something they're trying to do, for this, that, and the third. I kind of spoke on it a little bit. I just felt like this is just the Lakers brand. They know they got to do something for their business. This is how they conduct their business when it comes to the product they want to put on the floor and put on TV, and also the product that's going to keep dollars going in their pockets. It's LA, it's La La Land, it's Hollywood, it's glitz and glamour, it's Showtime. So they always make moves like this. So of course they were going to. How it came about and everything, where you usually hear trade rumors or rumblings or there's a beef or this, that, or someone wants out. That shit kind of took everybody by surprise. With Luka, I mean, yeah, there was some little rumblings here and there, but you didn't think he would be available. So I'm going to get straight into it with that. Of course, everybody's onslaught and going crazy about this Luka trade thing, and it is still crazy. It's crazy to see and crazy to fathom that, like, wow, like, a trade like this is really happening and shit. So with the Luka trade, I'm gonna point out this first, because now that everything's kind of settled in, we've seen Luka at the press conference, we've seen Anthony Davis give his interview, we heard some words from LeBron a couple times, we heard some words from even the other player involved, like Max Christie, who he got his name joint taken out right while he was doing the interview after a good game against the Knicks, I believe it was. But I'm going to point out this first. To me, he doesn't look overweight. When you see him coming off that private jet and doing the press conference and shit. But I believe I said something like that in my last video. I don't give a fuck if he's overweight or not. Dude is 6'8". You know what I'm saying? He's been a professional basis since he was 14. So he's like, in basketball years, he's way older. He probably feels like he's in the point of his career where I don't really have to be, I could play my way into shape, which is the narrative that's out there, or I don't really have to be ultra crazy in shape all the time because I'm still cooking niggas. We seen him cook niggas last year in the playoffs. We seen him cook niggas in the playoffs last year before that. We seen him cook motherfuckers in the league every year that he's been in the league. And, I don't think you've seen a really, like, thin, slender, or kind of athletic build looking Luka since maybe his rookie year and second year in the NBA, and probably before that when he was a kid playing professional basketball as a kid, wherever he's from overseas and everything, and doing numbers against grown ass fucking men also. You know what I'm saying? So that overweight shit didn't really bother me or anything like that. With certain sports, certain players, certain positions and shit like that, it doesn't really, to me as a fan and how I watch the sport with certain players, like I said, certain positions in the sports, the overweight shit doesn't really fucking matter to me like that, because it's overweight pertaining to the team and the team, I guess, physicians and coaches and shit like that, whatever, where they want them to be for success, which, I get all that. You want the most out of your players, but is the nigga still producing? Yes or no? Bottom line. I'm at the bottom line. You averaging 28, you know what I'm saying? Probably like what? Between 6 and 10 assists and like between 6 and 9 rebounds and shit. That's the bottom line. He doing his fucking numbers. And it's not just about the numbers. You see it with your own eyes. He's cooking niggas out there, so it don't matter about his weight. You know what I mean? So I don't give a fuck wherever he's at. He don't look overweight to me. He looks kind of in shape. Honestly, he looks a little bit better than he did last year. But I mean, we're just seeing them in street clothes and shit like that or whatever. But even still, like I said, I don't give a fuck. So with the trade and everything, it seemed a little bit more personal between the Mavs and Luka. The grumblings about they don't like how he prepares. He's got this attitude off the court, I guess. Whatever lifestyle he's living off the court, they don't like it. He, whatever, doing hookah a lot, drinking a lot, probably partying and doing whatever he wants where he's at and shit. And they said that this was like similar to what teams didn't like about Ricky Rubio and shit. But this is different because Ricky Rubio wouldn't work on his game as far as trying to score. Great passer, good teammate and everything like that, but he had no jump shot. He wasn't a scorer. He didn't try to score like that. And that's what the teams that he played for wanted out of him, like the T-Wolves and the Jazzes or whoever else the fuck that nigga played for, right? But, they were like, yeah, he always partying in Ibiza and all this shit. And I guess the Mavs have a similar issue or gripe with Luka in that sense, his lifestyle off the court. But here's the other thing too, man. You got to understand, and back to, drafting these kids that are one and done or straight out of high school, they're 18, 19, coming in the league. Their first 5 to 7 years in the league, they're still basically a kid in their 20s with mad money. So the off the court shit, as long as you're not getting in trouble with the law, you're not beating on no woman, definitely don't like that shit, that's some suck ass shit. You're not doing no crazy ass fucking drugs, no heroin, crack, none of that shit. You're not getting caught up with that. Like, let these little niggas, let they live. And I'm not saying also, I'm not with that, don't do that shit that Ja was doing too. You want to hang with the thugs and hold up guns and all of that shit either. As long, you could, whatever. Even with the woman, you got a couple baby mamas here and there, or you get caught up in some whatever bullshit with some celebrity, fine. But all that other shit I said prior to that, as long as you're not getting none of that, you gotta understand, these guys got mad money. Everybody want them. Nobody's seen human beings like them in their vicinity every day. These niggas is over 6'5" and 6'4". That, they're massive people, they're professional athletes. They gonna have fun with all that money, especially when you're in your 20s. Everybody's been there. Niggas that ain't never been athletes, never had millions, not even thousands of dollars. In their 20s, they're going to fuck off a little bit. But maybe it's some other shit, more personal things, maybe beef with, between Luka and management or the father and this and that. Maybe just butting personalities with each other, their philosophy and how they feel he should prepare in the all season, how he should come in and play games and everything, how he should be a leader. And maybe it was personal beef and they was fed up with that shit. I know one thing that I pointed out and seen, like, yeah, his attitude on the court, if you want to say on the court, besides him producing, and it showed in the finals, the little temper tantrums and acting like a brat, being petulant and all that shit, like, yeah, that shit gotta fucking change. But that still comes with time and maturity. I still would have been like, hey, I think he'll come in with a new sense of looking in the mirror and a sense of accountability a little bit more, because you still got a shot. You still coming back this year. You just came from the finals, so you got a taste now of being in that game and then getting your ass whipped in that game too. You turn on the film and look at yourself and you're like, I ain't trying to look like that again. You know what I'm saying? That comes with time and growing up also. So I think you could have gave some time on that. This is me speaking as if I was probably a GM or a coach for the Mavs and shit, but apparently they were fed up with all this shit. They were fed up with a lot of this shit. And there's a lot of teams, there's probably a lot of teams out there that have a star player or a good player on their team right now that's fed up with a lot of shit also, but they're like, nah, we still keeping this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Call like a Charlotte on this with LaMelo. And I'm not saying LaMelo's doing anything crazy or wild off the court, but he has had some incidences and his behavior kind of make you scratch your head a little bit. But you got to be like, I mean, he a young nigga. He young, he nice, he got money, all that shit. So it comes with those growing pains there. But Charlotte, even though they probably should, because they haven't even been in the fucking playoffs with this nigga at all. You know what I'm saying? But that's probably going to be coming, if he's still with Charlotte in the next couple of years, the way niggas want to shake up with this trade shit now. But, that comes with time and maturity for them. But it seemed like the Mavs had enough. It got a little personal, got a little beef, and I'm pretty sure Luka was probably getting annoyed with them a little bit too and being like, listen, I am the franchise here anyway, so I'm going to do what I want. And these niggas he probably had a little bit in his mind at times, even before, definitely, I would say probably even definitely before Kyrie got there, these niggas can't do shit without me. So I am the franchise here. And then also, I was thinking this too for a second, and then hearing what everybody else is saying, out loud, which is interesting and kind of funny, is that yeah, the owners are kind of taking back, you know what I'm saying, taking back a little bit of power now. Like, nah, fuck this shit. We gonna do what we want. We gonna get you out of here. You're not gonna get your max deal. The players don't run everything. You're not gonna always get what you want. Which is, I don't know. I don't know all the way how to feel about that yet. But for right now, I'm just gonna say initially, it's kind of cool and shit, because now you could just make your trades and build your team how you feel is best for you, instead of giving these crazy ass max deals to one nigga and you can't build around, then you can't compete for a championship really. And then in 2 or 3 years into that max deal, they looking to hop, you know what I'm saying, homie hop with another player and shit. Like, that's what all these niggas do. That's what all these niggas been doing for mad long. And honestly, I'm pretty sure the fucking owners are tired of that shit. GMs probably feel like they really ain't got no power anyway, because it's like, fuck it, you gotta do what you gotta do. That the agent got more power, and we know who that agent for most of these niggas are, and Rich Paul, who's the fucking Don, pulling any type of shit off. But as a fan, to me, like, after a while, I got kind of tired. And like, damn, son, like, y'all niggas is always hopping, homie hopping, like, yo, I'm trying to play with my homie over here. I gotta hop to this team. Oh, he over there now. We gotta hop to this team. Yo, just get out your contract. Just act like you overweight. You know what I'm saying? Sit out games. Don't play the fourth quarter. Act like you hurt. And then you could just hop over here, son. Like, yeah, go. And that shit got really old after a while as a fan, seeing that type of shit. You looking at niggas now that you're thinking like, yo, they're gonna be a legend in the game, or when they're done with the game, you're gonna remember them as a legend and shit. Now it's like, by the time these niggas not even retired yet, by the time they in their prime or in their early 30s and shit, niggas be on their 5th, 6th team, because they just hopping to whatever team is hot for the second to play with their homie and shit. And this might dead that a little bit, even though it still kind of looks like that with these trades and shit. But that shit was corny. And I kind of like what Dame said when he was still on the Blazers at this time. He said something, I think, to a PG when he was on OKC, and I like this shit. He said, y'all boys running from the grind. You know what I'm saying? Basically calling them out for like, yo, you always hopping from team to team, or trying to be like, yo, trade me here, trade me there, because they ain't work out here no more. Y'all boys running from the grind. And this is why he was with the Blazers still, probably like, what, like his 10th year in with the Blazers, still going to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? With a Blazers team and everything, and still competing at a high level in those series, whether he won or lost them and shit. So I kind of respect that. And I'm not one of these like, oh, you're with that team, you got to stay with them forever. I'm not necessarily all about that. I know trades are always going to happen. They've been a part of the game since forever. And I love trades also. They're fun to watch. But it's respectable to see a player like that in a franchise who's like, all right, let's see what moves we make. Okay, we made this move, we made that move, da-da-da-da. And then it just ain't work out. And then you move on. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, oh, trade me here, trade me there. All right, I'm going to just get my bag, sign the max deal and shit. And then 2-3 years, if I don't like this shit, well, I got my bag, but I want to get the fuck out of here type shit. That is kind of getting old a little bit. And then speaking on this also, with the Luka and the Lakers trade and the Mavs thing, to me, I thought it was, I really thought it was like, yo, Rich Paul got it in some ways behind this. LeBron, you know what I'm saying? He one of the best player GMs we've seen do it. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was that, but now looking at the last I caught a couple Lakers games, because LeBron's just been going fucking crazy, going insane and shit. And you gotta appreciate greatness while it's still here, right? So I caught a few Lakers games. And I just finished watching last night the Clippers and Lakers game. And after the game, in the interview, you could kind of see it in LeBron's eyes a little bit. Like, I think he was genuinely fucking shocked and taken back by this trade. And he really didn't know nothing about this shit. Nothing about it at all. It looks like it, you know what I mean? Because usually when these type of trades happen or some shit like that, of course, to cater to LeBron, he's, acting some type of way, trying to finesse the media, or he's putting on an act or whatever. But Now it looked like he genuinely just like, yo, what the he still can't believe it. He's still in shock. He's like, damn, what the fuck? But it still looked like he's now even, he has a new level of motivation now, which is dangerous for everybody else in the league. Because when you get a motivated LeBron, like a newly motivated LeBron and everything like that, you're going to get a savage. You're going to get a killer out there. And, I've seen him in this game last night, especially in that Knicks game the other night. And I think I caught some highlights from another game or a couple quarters from another game they played. And, this motherfucker LeBron got this look in his eyes, a crazy ass look in his eyes, like he's OD focused, like he's super focused right now, and he on some savage shit. I don't know what he on. He on some shit. It looked like he on something. He on some other shit, But I'm just gonna say that that's new motivation now, because he's kind of like, oh shit, what the fuck, like, you know what I'm saying, like. I gotta go hard. Not like he wasn't before. Not like he didn't understand how serious this season is. This season also was before. But I felt like after he won this first chip with the Lakers during the bubble and shit, it was kind of like, la la la, cool. I'm a Laker. I'm living a life. I play when I want. All right, now I'm back. I do my thing. Everybody know it's me. I'm LeBron. I'm going to do my thing. Just having fun, whatever, putting up numbers. Still competing, though. Because he came close to getting to the finals again not too long ago, playing the Nuggets and playing the Warriors. But, it didn't seem like it was like, he was really trying to go for it like that. And then it's just, I want to make sure I'm able to play with my son. Cool. Check that off the list. You got that now. You're playing with your son. But now you're newly motivated in a way where you got a player now who's a top player, a top 10 player in the league with you here now in this recent time, that's going to push you to be like, oh, shit, we can get this ring this fucking year. You know what I mean? And maybe this move, not just a wake-up call for Luka, because this is a big wake-up call for Luka. Because whatever lifestyle he's living off of the court and everything like that and shit, versus his attitude on the court sometimes. Not his play. His play is still good. It's still great. But as far as maybe being a leader, being more accountable, adjusting your body language when you're winning or losing with a team, this is probably a really big wake-up call for him to be like, I got to get my shit together off the court and on the court, because now this ain't just I'm the biggest star in Dallas. No, you're a star now, part of the biggest brand in the league history. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, shit, I got to get my shit together. And if I don't bring them a ring here, now it's really on some, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, fuck, like, niggas might run me out of the fucking country and really be like, oh, he a bum. If you can't get this ring here, why you have the best player ever, right? Why you don't have LeBron with you? If you can't win a ring here with him while he's there before he retires, and then you don't win after that, you a bum. You know what I'm saying? That he's not, but that's how niggas are gonna talk about it or think about it and shit. So a wake-up call for him, and then just a slight little wake-up call for LeBron, because he's been crushing all this season and everything like that, but a slight little wake-up like, oh, shit, we got a nigga, like, we already had AD, and, like, we won a ring before, I don't know if we're going to win one this year, but we still going to compete to get one and see what happens. This nigga's getting healthier now, playing more games. All right, cool, we're going to rock with this. My squad, I'm comfortable. But now it's like, oh, shit, like a small little wake-up, like, oh, shit. I'm a little uncomfortable now, and I'm playing with a nigga that play like me, too. I ain't never really played with a nigga that played just like me before, and I could play with someone like that. Like he said, I could play with anybody, and we all know that shit. So I could play with anybody, and I ain't pissed about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'd have been like, let me get the fuck up out of here. And he ain't gonna do that. And niggas talking all this dumb shit like, yeah, LeBron could request to go to the Mavs to play with Kyrie or play at the Warriors. No, the fuck he ain't. He ain't doing that shit. He wants to compete. I know, you know what I'm saying, the South Beach shit, all these other moves. He's one of them homie hopping niggas too, got click up and all that shit too. But he's still a competitor. I still put him as he's on a high level of one to compete and shit against the best. But he ain't doing that dumb shit. He like, oh, we got Luka? Oh shit, let me tell you now, let's really try and take this shit. I will will this team, because he could do it. I'll will this team to the playoffs, and we got Luka, he getting back healthy on that shit. we can fuck around and get in the finals. We could take this shit. You know what I'm saying? So a bit of a little wake-up call there maybe for the both of them. I mean, a big one for Luka, but just a small one for LeBron, but new motivation for him too. Newly motivated. You know what I'm saying? You already got your son rocking with you, playing with you now too. And I'll say this real quick on Bronny. Everybody keeps saying he's not a NBA player. I don't know if he's going to make it to that. Bro, y'all got to get this shit time. You know what I mean? Yes, did he leave too early? Yeah, fine. At least, they both got to live their dreams, I guess. You playing in the league with your father's playing in the league with his son. But get that shit time. I think that Bronny can be an NBA caliber player. He's still only 20, 21 years old. I don't even think he's done growing yet either. If he is, even still, it's gonna take some time. You know what I mean? I just gotta chill on all the fucking drama and all the fucking all the drama, all this crazy shit around the kid. Like, you gotta get that shit time. He's a G League player who gets to be on the roster spot, of course, because of his father. You know what I'm saying? But speaking into that next, I want to say this. Is it me? Am I crazy? Like, am I crazy? Or do it sound wild to me that everyone keeps saying that, oh, this year with this trade, I think the Mavs got the better of it because they're in a win-now situation. They have the best chance to win a championship now with this trade. And I'm like, huh? Because I guess I'm the crazy one and sound stupid. Like, the Lakers can't? The Lakers also can't be in that? Are you crazy? Like, first of all, the whole league on both sides is kind of wide open. The West is always wide open. It's a lot of competition. Even though them young boys with them top seeds, OKC, Houston, Memphis and shit, even though they up there with them top seeds and shit, it's still wide open to me because them other niggas below, they got the experience, the veteranship. They got the medal, being in a lot of tough playoff series, losing some playoff series, winning some, where they like, we got to show y'all a little something here, whatever. We'll take y'all 6 or 7 games and get y'all up out of here and shit. Because the playoffs is different. The playoffs is where you see you see kind of a different energy, especially from veterans that have done it before. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I think that had Dallas beat OKC, even though they had some young contributors also to that win. But when you got niggas like Luka, who's like in basketball years is basically like a 30-something-year-old, and as far as in the league, only been in the league 5 years, but still Luka's out of this world. And then you got Kyrie, who's a vet in the league, been doing his thing. You got other dudes who like undrafted, they still young, but they're vet bouncing around. They know about adversities like Derrick Jones Jr. I know he's just a role player or whatever, but and then you got the rest of the OKC squad, which is still kind of young and everything like that. They getting their first little taste of this, their path of trying to be champions and everything like that. You can get beat like that when you got them vets that know what to do out there in these situations when it's a different intensity level. But am I crazy? Because I honestly think with this trade, it's more on the now for the Lakers because LeBron probably is going to play for only 2 more years, if that, 2 or 3 more years, 3 max, right? You got Luka, who's still in his fucking prime, still amazing. You got a bunch of other guys they're good role players, they're solid. You just got to get them consistent. And when they understand the urgency inside of a playoff series and shit like that, they're going to up their energy. Like the Rui Hachimuras, the Austin Reeves, the Dorian Finney-Smiths out there, the Jackson Hayeses, if he don't get traded out of there or whatever, even if they keep him and just find a big man on a buyout somewhere or just, ship him away ship some, trade for like a Valanciunas and ship away just a box of socks for him or some shit like that. Like, the Lakers got a chance. You got 2 of the best players in the fucking league. And you got veteran experience. And you got vet experience and niggas that is like, yo, I want to win and compete anyway. So let's see what this shit is about and fuck this shit up. You got some good little young role players that are going to be active and have energy like Jared Vanderbilt and shit. You still got Vincent, who's been to a finals, and he's been in the playoffs with the Heat a bunch of times. And he's healthy now. You got all these little pieces and shit. they can't win the championship now this year. They can't at least get to the Western Conference championship game, or at least get into the finals to play whoever they're going to play, or end up playing the Celtics or the Cavs or whoever, and win one? Or am I bugging? And you think the Mavs are going to do that? Don't get me wrong. The Mavs, still nice. Got Kyrie, got AD now. PJ Washington's doing his thing. But the other guys, they're the other guys. They doing their thing too. You know, Gafford doing his thing. Lively's hurt right now. He won't be back probably till the playoffs. He does his thing a little bit. But other than that, outside of getting your 30 points from both Kyrie and AD, you're going to really depend on Klay Thompson night in and night out in the playoffs to get 15 or better. What about P.J. Washington? Consistently, he's shown recently that he can do it. He's been getting some numbers. So I don't doubt him that much for real, but he's going to have to, if Kyrie has a down series or a down night, or he's playing against someone taller than him at the one spot that could defend him a little bit. So you got to try and get 25 points, 3 games out of a series from P.J. Washington. You know what I'm saying? Now they got Caleb Martin. He only averages 9 points, came from Philly. He used to play on Miami. I think that's one because he's a twin, right? One of them was playing in Charlotte. Whichever one it was. So you're going to try and he going to have to hit 4 or 5 threes. So he going to get 12 points, 15 points in the series against everyone to get to the championship for that long. I don't know. And I'm not saying, Dallas is still nice. They're going to be someone to really fuck with. But let's see who they run into. They got to run into a Denver first or second round. I mean, let's see. Be a fun battle to see. But to me, it's kind of bugging me out. Maybe I'm crazy, but everyone's like, nah, Dallas can win the championship this year. They're the right now situation, and, it's better for the future for the Lakers. What do you talk about the future? Yeah, the future's going to be good for the Lakers, but it's going to be bright for the Lakers with Luka and everything like that. But what about now? Let LeBron try and get a ring right now also, and Luka too, and everyone else around him. I just think, and from what I've seen, and Luka not even on the floor yet, but what I've seen even before this trade in these few games that I've been catching with the Lakers, these motherfuckers actually play some good fucking basketball. Yeah, Austin Reeves turns over the ball a little bit too much, but he can make some nice passes, and this 3 games better than previous years now too. The Lakers actually play some good fucking basketball. And this is coming from a person that in the last 5 years watching the Lakers, I couldn't stand. I was like, I just don't really like the way that they play. I don't really like watching the way that they play. Like, even with AD on the floor, it just wasn't entertaining to me. To my eyes, for me. But they play some good fucking basketball. And now you add Luka to that mix, they can win a championship right now, or at least get to the Western Conference Finals. The way everyone else is fucking up, you know what I'm saying? And what this trade says to me also, and all these other trades coming, is that them motherfuckers like Shai Glizzy and Ant-Man and, the Rockets is fresh and new, so you can't put them in there. But Ja Morant, you want to get suspended playing with guns and doing all this shit. This last little, 3-year window, y'all fucked up. Y'all fucked up because you let Steph and them take it again. They had their shit. Now you let Luka get in there when y'all was supposed to at least get there. I didn't know if y'all gonna win the whole thing versus the Celtics, right? Now you let Luka go to the Lakers now and all this shit. Now the Spurs got Fox and they're gonna build up soon for whatever's down the line, or whatever dynasty they could build with Wemby. And y'all niggas was playing around. Ant-Man, I'm tired in the Western Conference Finals. After the run you've been having last year in the playoffs, you're supposed to beat Dallas. Shai Glizzy, you lose to Dallas in the playoffs last year. Fucking Ja Morant, I'm suspended. I want to play with guns and be done. Zion, I'm hurt. I'm eating out. Y'all niggas fucking up. Because now, shit. These niggas is coming for the chip. LeBron and Luka could get one. Could still win this year or next year if it's not this year. Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dallas again, and they got all vets and still won. It's like, I don't know. Y'all better get it together because there's some more trades coming, and I think, niggas is trying to talk this shit up. They talk about KD to the Mavs or KD back with the Warriors. And now here's my thing with this. If that's still going to happen this week, KD to the Warriors, I don't really know how much that puts him over the hump, but it gives familiarity, and at least it gives a little bit of more refreshed motivation for Steph, at least, to be like, all right, we could try and really fucking get this shit. But KD to the Mavs would be fucking stupid right now. And they could probably pull that shit off with some of the little niggas that we don't really know like that on there, and just trade them to Phoenix or whatever, 3-team, 14 trade, however they do that shit, or however the logic breaks down with that. But someone was floating that shit out there. I'm like, what? What the fuck? If they do that shit, then yeah, the Mavs could win right fucking now. But, KD to the Warriors, I think that's more likely to happen. What's more realistic to me right now, how it's sounding, is he stays with the Suns. Because Jimmy to the Phoenix Suns, I don't know if I think that's dead. I think that's dead with the friction he's having between him and Pat Riley. I think that's a wrap. Bill doesn't want to go nowhere. Would he get traded to the Heat or some other team? Who fucking knows? You know what I'm saying? They talking about Paul George going to the Warriors or going to Dallas also. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he ain't really doing shit over there. He probably don't like it over there either. Paul George to the Warriors kind of wouldn't be a bad look, but who the fuck knows? They not going to get to the finals still. Probably be fun to watch for a little second until he get hurt or fuck up again and choke in the playoffs. But they ain't getting to the championship. At this point in his career, I could see a nigga like Paul George going back to where it started for him, for how he got in the door. Not this season, but maybe next season, fuck around and get traded to like San Antonio and be like a role player spot for them a little bit. Not role player off the bench type shit, but like, yo, we only need you to get like between like 18 and 21. My young boy's gonna do the rest. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. Just have that veteran leadership, and you can swag out when you want to, or if you got to sit down and rest if you want to. But we know you there to give us that extra little, 18 or, a key 16 in the playoffs, whatever. Between 16, 18, 21, some shit like that. San Antonio. But I know that sounds a little crazy. It's a little early to bring that up. But other trades, Vucevic to the Warriors, that shit needs to happen already. I'm sure that the Warriors would love a big man that could stretch. He could hit those deep twos and hit them threes and everything. And he's a big man. He has size. That would be good for them. And the Bulls gotta go ahead and break everything up. Just blow up the whole shit now. But make a decision and do what you gotta do there, because they flowing some shit out there like they ready to get rid of Kobe White or Don Sumu. The two young boys there and shit. They ready to get rid of them. And then you still got Lonzo there, who I'm sure now that he's getting his win up and he's looking pretty decent, looking like a little bit more like himself again and everything, getting emotional. I'm sure he wants to play for some kind of contender somewhere. Instead of you gonna finish out the whole series, your whole season in Chicago. And more than likely, those three will probably finish out the rest of the season in Chicago, and then you see them get shipped into all season or some shit like that. But we'll see, because shit is getting crazy. And then my whole thing is also, where the fuck is Zion going? Where is he going to play, man? That nigga needs to get traded. We need to see that trade happen this week. Where is he going? Where is he going to play? Because we want to see this nigga play. I don't give a fuck where it's at now at this point. I just want to watch this nigga play. I want to see him play. And he's been in trade rumors for how long now? How fucking long now? And it seems like he wants to get out, or he still ain't got his shit together. Maybe he still needs another fucking wake-up call to get his shit together. What about Trae Young? I don't think Trae Young's really going anywhere, but it's like, damn, I don't really know what's going on in Atlanta. I got to look at it again, but are they going to make the playoffs, or are they just going to make the play-in? Yeah, are they even going to make the play-in? I know they dealt with a few injuries and shit now, but Trae Young, I want to see him play for a competitor now too, because he took the fucking Atlanta Hawks a few years ago to the Eastern Conference Finals. It was just still crazy how it sounds, because I didn't even, it's like, for real, was it the Eastern Conference Finals? And the dad kind of felt like it was all by himself because he was like basically the only nigga. He was the only nigga that you knew that was playing in the game, and he was going crazy. But it was against Boston. Boston got strength in numbers. You know, niggas talk about the Knicks trying to make a trade. I heard some shit about him going about them going for KD. KD going to the Knicks. Man, shut that shit up. That shit is clipped. It's quiet for that. Nobody want to hear anything about that because we heard about that before, this and that. And who are they going to trade? You going to trade Mikal Bridges back to the Suns when he didn't want to leave the Suns originally for KD? Like, what the fuck? Nah, we're not hearing none of that shit. But yeah, you got, I heard the trade now today is Kuzma went to the Bucks, went to the Milwaukee Bucks. Middleton, they got him up out of there, shipped him to the Wizards, which kind of sucks for him. But hey, man, you gotta produce, you gotta do numbers, you gotta make some shit happen. Kuzma still has a little bit to his game. You know what I'm saying? Not as consistent as shit. He needs to get his shit together too. So I guess it's a nice little piece with them, a little younger piece, but he a vet. With Dame and Giannis and them. I mean, we'll see what that do for the Bucks. The Bucks is in 4th place. They still might be, you know, someone to fuck with out there in the East. They might be in the Eastern Conference against the Celtics. You know, because I'm sorry. I mean, you do want to see it for the Knicks. You want to see them actually get to the Eastern Conference Finals or get to the Finals, but let's not get crazy here. But I still just don't see them getting past the second round again. They had their chance last year to at least, you know what I'm saying, get their buzz up in there to get in the Eastern Conference against the Celtics last year, and they fucking flopped against the fucking bum-ass Pacers. And look how they doing now. Halliburton dropping donut with no jelly and shit. You know? So, you know, Kuzma with the Bucks, we'll see. It might fuck around and beat them and Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals if the Cavs you know, actually want to, unless the Cavs actually want to show up and show that they are real, you know what I'm saying, a real number 1 seed, because they lost against the Celtics too last night. You know what I mean? They played nice, good game, and I got to say this also, I apologize to Donovan Mitchell. I apologize. Nah, nigga, that dunk and how you was playing last night, scoring all that, going to the lane, not just settling for threes and all this other shit, you an all-star, bro. I'm still going to stand by what I said about Mobley and Garland a little bit, because the way they looked last night, I was like, it feel like Garland got to take 30 shots every night, or at least 20-something shots just to drop 25 or 30. It's like, damn, nigga, but he all right. He's still good. I just don't know about all-star sometimes, but he's still good, having a good season. But nah, I apologize to Donovan Mitchell. You did your fucking thing last night. You still that boy. You still that boy out there. But yeah, like I said, Kuzma to the Bucks, we'll see. And real quick, since we're talking about all these trades here and all this trade talk going on all through the you know, the media and sports right now, shit, Myles Garrett requesting a trade from the Browns, about motherfucking time, boy. About motherfucking time. And then Cooper Kupp also, you know, also saying, hey, they're going to trade me. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get up out of here. You know, so what spots make sense? What spots make sense to them? I mean, I got a couple in mind that I'm sure we already heard about and everything, you know, so shit, Myles Garrett, I'm just happy to hear it. Finally, about fucking time you request that trade out of that fucking shithole in Cleveland, because they ain't going nowhere. The Rams, I don't know, I ain't gonna lie, you hate to see it, because I feel like Cooper Kupp was like a real staple of this new wave that we've seen of the Rams in the last few years. Won a Super Bowl with them. I think he plays really well with Matt Stafford, but he's just been hurt a lot. He's just been hurt a lot recently, and then you got the emergence of Puka, but Puka gets hurt too. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly think that it kind of be a mistake to let go of Cooper Kupp, especially seeing how in the last game Puka was doing. Puka still had that big catch, but he kind of was having some drops in that game. But I get it. You know, the business, the money part of it. They probably can't pay him. Also dealing with the injuries, some other shit going on. They probably want some new players in that position, because they definitely should get some receivers. They should tap into that and keep doing what they're doing on defense. I spoke about what they should do now, going forward to get over the hump. But I'll just leave it on that for right now. Definitely going to touch on that in another volume, another episode. For right now, this is going to wrap up volume 25, episode 25 of Welcome to the Franchise. Everybody stay tapped in on this trade deadline shit, because I'm sure there's shit that's going to be happening all throughout these next couple of days, and probably even in the NFL too. I mean, the Super Bowl week, and we got to tap in back with that. But for right now, y'all out there, be easy.